Good day, we are Group 2. In today's video, we are going to explain and present some of the shop equipment that is being used in automotive. First equipment is air compressor. What are the functions or function of an air compressor? An air compressor's main function is to convert electric power into pressurized air. When air is compressed, it becomes stronger, making it useful for different workshop applications or to power tools. In an air compressor, air is stored under pressure. Here are the proper way of use or techniques of an air compressor. To properly use an air compressor, first, schedule routine maintenance. Second, check maximum pressure ratings on compressor parts. Third, keep shut of valves within reach. Fourth, conduct employee training on equipment. Fifth, display equipment directions. Sixth, wear appropriate protective gear. And lastly, locate equipment visible gears or areas. Here are the safety measures of an air compressor. Use gas air compressors outdoors. Unless it's powered electrically, you should always use a compressor outdoors. Second, wear safety goggles and gloves. Third, use a self-retracting cord. Fourth, use an OSHA approved nozzle. Fifth, check for oil and air leaks. And sixth, follow manufacturer's recommended maintenance. Here's the application of an air compressor. Abby is on her way to pick up her friend. She stopped at a local gas station and before leaving, she noticed that one of her motorcycle's tire is flat. What tool or equipment can she use to pump air into the tire?
Equipment. Fire extinguisher. Function. A fire extinguisher is an active fire protection device used to extinguish or control small fires, often in emergency situations. Proper way of uses. Step 1. Pull the pin while holding the nozzle away from you and release the locking mechanism. Step 2. Aim low, pointing the nozzle at the base of the fire. Step 3. Squeeze the lever slowly and evenly. And the last step is sweep the nozzle from side to side. Safety measures. Number 1, don't use the wrong type of extinguisher for the wrong type of fire. This is crucial to ensuring that the fire is stopped from spreading further. For example, using a water-based fire extinguisher on an oil-based fire will not only escalate it, but also heighten the risk of damage to yourself or others. Number 2, don't rush towards the first unprepared. Although your instinct may tell you to rush towards the fire to prevent it from spreading, it's important to take a few seconds to make sure that you're approaching the fire safely. This includes looking at the source of the fire and its progression. Number 3, don't use the fire extinguisher against the wind. This may seem obvious to some, but targeting your fire extinguisher hose directly towards opposing wind will not help you reach the target base of the fire and therefore, you will fail to extinguish it. Application. There are so many possible dangers that we can encounter in our workplace. Fire is one of example of that. And so, what tool or equipment that we need to use in case that we encounter danger, for example, fire?
The hand tool or the equipment that I choose is the digital multimeter. The function of digital multimeter or DMM is it can measure and verifies multiple electrical stimuli including voltage, current, and resistance. It's a daily diagnostic tool used by technicians and electrical engineers and combines the pictures of a voltmeter, ammeter, and ohmmeter. A digital multimeter typically includes probes, clamps, or leads which are inserted into inputs on the instrument and then connected to a device under test to make a measurement. To use the digital multimeter properly, start by putting the black probe in the common terminal and the red probe in the terminal that marks for the measuring volts. Then, set the multimeter to the kind of voltage you're measuring if it doesn't have an auto-range function. The safety measures of a digital multimeter. The first one, do not drop any meter. The second one, do not overload any meter. The third one, do not tamper with precision instruments. And the second one is, before you connect a meter to a circuit, ensure that the range switch is set to an appropriate position. And the last one, carefully check circuit connections before applying power to a meters. For the application, Pay wants to compute the electricity that their family consume monthly to able to know what is the difference if they will put limit of using some appliances. What tool or equipment that Pay needs to use to know the computation of their electricity bill.
Flashlight. A flashlight is a small battery-operated portable electric light. The main function of a flashlight is to provide light when there is no stationary or permanent light source in the observing area, or there is a inadequate light source in daylight. Proper way of use. The flow of electricity is activated when you push the switch into on position, giving you light. The flow of electricity is broken when the switch is pushed into off position, thus turning off the light. Safety measures. First, do store your flashlight in a dry, cool location that's convenient and easy to reach. Next is to replace the batteries in your flashlight or lantern every few months if it isn't used for extended period of time. This ensures that it has fresh working batteries and prevent battery leakage. Application. Steve need to fix the car in his shop and he need light. What tool or equipment does Steve need to help him?
Shop equipment, jack stand. Function, a metal height adjustable mechanical device that is used to support the weight of lifted vehicle. Proper way of use. Jack stand must be placed directly under the lifting point. There should be enough room at every jack point to accommodate the stand grip. When releasing hydraulic pressure from the floor, a proper jack stand will hold the height at the car as long as the stand is flat. Safety measures. 1. Check the jack stand are secure. 2. Always need to double check your jack stand before working on your vehicle. 3. All 4 legs of jack stand should sit safely on the ground. 4. All of your jack stand should be at equal height. Application. Mr. Carding have a business meeting in Mall of Asia. He checked his car to see if it has good in condition, and he found it that the tire is flat.